We are live. See, yeah, ladies and gentlemen. Um, Today is, of course, the PremTalk show, episode 4. The fourth episode of this installment between me and Ola. But before I proceed, of course, we've been giving clearances from the family. A very big friend of this channel, a legitimate member of this channel. Um, not just a member, but a very big friend to this show, died in the early hours of today, Ola. He's been battling, liver cancer, for, I think, for the better part of 2 years now.
Yeah, yeah.
So it's a very sorrowful stuff. This guy was a very great guy, yeah. When I started, and he saw me doing my shows, he came around and just helped me out one way or the other. Now the guy is a proper gentleman, So yeah, um, just do a moment of silence for you, Stephen Fitley, my friend. At this time, I pray that his family, his loved ones, and his friends, me, Miss Melina, Bagav, Anthony Herbert, all these guys, yeah, on Monday. On Monday also, all these guys, yeah. Thank you very much for everything you did. But the information you guys had to, pass across everywhere for even Gabriel Martinelli to get that info and post it on his Twitter. Thank all of you who sacrificed a lot, towards the end of his life and everything like that. And his family, I pray that you just bear this loss, that God will give you the comfort, of heart to bear this loss. Rest in peace, Stephen. We really love you. Rest in peace. Ola of the Fat Week channel. You're
How you
welcome to
doing,
the
sir?
show, my brother.
Yeah, man, I'm good, man. I'm good. Thank you for having me, man. This is such a sad news that came out today about Stephen Fitley. We've
Mm,
been on the chat, we've been on the show before, where he's sending super chats and say, I'm still watching,
mm,
from the hospital and stuff like that. So, people always think just because somebody just off of YouTube or you don't really know them personally because you haven't met face to face,
mm,
that it doesn't hurt more, or it doesn't hurt the same way. Trust
mm.
me, if you really have high respect and regard, and that person always treated you right,
Yeah,
it's still hurt regardless. And even more so for his loved ones, his family, and our thoughts and prayers are with them at this
yeah,
time. Trust me, I know all about losing somebody that you're
yeah,
close with on YouTube. You know that already,
yeah, yeah.
yourself.
He's so
you
rest in
know
peace, cheek.
yeah, man. Like these things are difficult, man.
Mm,
It's so difficult to take, but he's been battling this thing for, like you said, for the better part of 2 years, and may his soul rest in peace.
amen.
Yeah, condolences to his family, the people that love
Yeah,
him, and
yeah,
yeah, and everybody that's been affected by it as well. Shout
yeah,
out to all of you lot, man, and
yeah,
hopefully he'll get the send off that he deserves, and
yeah.
um, yeah, big love to the family.
Big love to the family and my condolences to the family too. Lovely guy, Stephen Fitley. We are all gonna miss you, Stephen Fitley. It's a big loss because that guy always came here to support me, even in his when he's sick. That guy will want to come to the show and just come and talk. So it's a very big loss, to my channel. And even in his dying bed, this guy still paid for a membership for my channel, Ola. Even when he's down, you know. What kind of love is that, bro?
Oh, that's because you was keeping him up at the times that he's down. So don't sell
Yeah,
yourself short. You was doing something for him in that time on need, in that because he needed you, he needed your content, he needed your content to lift him up when he's down, and that's why he's showing as much love as he did. So you gotta look at it from that angle as well. That
yeah,
regardless of what was going on with him, he still needed your content, the Arsenal content, what you do, and the members of the community,
of
what
the
you guys put
community.
together. He needed that
Yeah,
to lift him up in those
yeah.
times where he was
Those
fighting and
times.
he was battling.
Yeah,
And you did that for him. The
yeah.
community did that for him, and
Did that for him.
you know
Yeah, yeah,
that's how you should look at it.
yeah. You're so rest in peace, my brother, Stephen Fitley. Love to you. Ola, of course. Despite what has happened to Stephen, we still have to talk about football. Yeah,
The show must go on.
the show must go on. Ola, first of all, I want to get your thoughts quickly.
Yeah.
Manchester United. I was watching that matchup yesterday in the first half. I turned that shit off. I, like,
how
like in
did
the
how did
first.
how did you think I felt?
I know you'd be disgusted by that performance. I turned that shit off because I don't need to watch that shit. You know, horrible, horrible football. Uh,
Mm.
this guy's played Newcastle. Make it so easy in the first half. What are your thoughts on that Carabao Cup final?
Okay. I think it was like earlier hours of yesterday that I messaged you. I said I've been tasked to take my wife and some members of my family because they're all United fans. And
Mm,
I was just a chauffeur. I was just a driver. I was just there to make sure that they go there. But obviously, I had to go to see the game with them.
yeah.
And that's what I was saying to you. That how do you think I felt? I mean, I was there with them. They they were all loving it. They all loving life. The game. They didn't believe how easy it was. Even though they didn't have Nick Pope, they were still thinking Newcastle was going to be somewhat resolute. In at least make it difficult for them. If they're not going to score, but at least they're going to defend so much more better. But I can understand the defense and the way they were feeling all jittery. Because if you had carriers behind you, I don't care if you're Saliba, Van Dijk, Koulibaly, you feel jittery as well. I mean, you got carriers behind you. And when you got carriers behind you is a problem. And that's what I thought um really messed up really messed up their thought process and the way they approach the game. But United, I mean, look, they made it easy for Manchester United, but that's not Manchester United's problem. They made it easy for United. That's nothing to do with Manchester United. That's all on Newcastle United, and
Yeah.
it's crazy. It's crazy, but look, congratulations to them. I don't want to be salty.
Mm,
Congratulations to them. Newcastle fans, just to let you know how much, because I was there, I saw it. They wanted to fight United fans yesterday. They were smashing things. They were pissed off. They were angry. They were ripping things off the wall.
jeez.
Yeah,
Are
it
you
was bad. It
serious?
was bad at Wembley yesterday, bro. Trust me, it was bad. They were banging on glass. They were angry. They were
They're
offering United
furious, yeah.
to come. You know, and all United fans were doing was just enjoying the victory that they just been
Mm,
served.
mm,
So, but on the whole, it was a good day for them. But that's their day. Um, we gave ours up to Brighton. When we
yeah.
when we play Brighton,
When we
and
fluffed our lines.
and these are the things that keeps getting under my skin a little bit, and I'll
Hmm.
tell you why.
Yeah.
I've seen from some big accounts
Mm,
this week.
yeah.
Is it this week? What's today? Tuesday. Last week, just after we
Look,
got past Leicester, right?
yeah.
Just after
Yeah.
we got past Leicester, I'm already
Today's
hearing people.
today's Monday. Today's
So
Monday.
today's Monday. So yeah, a
Yeah.
couple days ago,
Yeah.
just after we got past Leicester, I'm already seeing people talking about Leicester Villa, one of them. But should we give up? Should we give up the Europa League? Like what? Haven't we given up enough? Haven't we
Enough.
given up enough this
We've
season
given
already?
up
We've given up
enough.
the FA Cup. We've given up the Europa League. You knew how I felt about the FA Cup. We did the preview together.
Mm.
You knew how I
Yeah,
felt.
sure.
I wanted a strong team. I wanted us to go for it because we didn't have a game for another 8 days. We
True.
we, we spoke about this, and I was so disappointed when I saw the changes, and I thought to myself, "Boy,
Mm.
City was there for the taking." Now, when you look at what Manchester United is doing, they're fighting on all four fronts, right? They're fighting on all four fronts. They keep
A,
putting out the strongest
a
teams every
quadruple.
time. They might not win it, but that's not the point. The point is
Yeah.
competing at the highest level for it.
Yeah, at the highest
That's, you
level,
know what I
right?
mean. You might not win it, but
Mm.
at least if you compete to the highest level to at
Yeah.
least satisfy your fans that you
Mm.
tried in
Mm.
their eyes, you know, you've made an effort,
An
right?
effort,
Imagine
right?
somebody inviting you to a special do, and you just turn up in your pajamas.
In your pajamas, right?
That's what it looks like. You know what I mean? It's like you've not taken the man seriously. You're not taking the people or the company that you're gonna have there. You're not taking them seriously, and
Mm.
you just turn up
Mm.
how you feel like turning up. That's what it feels like when we throw cups away without fielding at least a strong-ish team. You see what I'm trying to say? So,
But Ola again, yeah.
mm,
At the time, did we have a more bigger squad to fight on all fronts at the time?
that's what January was all about. That's what January was all about, to give us this bigger squad, right? At least when we played City, January window
Mm.
was still open at that time.
Hmm.
That's what January is for, to thicken your squad.
Yeah, exactly. But
You
again, it
know,
should have been done. It should have been done, in the summer.
it could
Make
have
make
been
the
done in the
squad.
summer
It
because
could have
we
been
in the
done in the
even in
summer.
the summer we knew that we had these competitions to play.
Exactly. Exactly.
So, all right, then if
Exactly.
you don't get all done in the summer,
Mm.
then you use the next window you have to tighten it up. Right?
Mm.
Some may say we've done that based on the performances of Trossard and Jorginho.
Yeah.
Some might say that's what's happening now. But when you look at that game that we played against City, I was saying from 31st of January, we had a game on the 31st of January. That
Yeah.
come the 1st of January, I want to see yellow banners. All this work that we've been doing in the background and all these
Yeah. In the
players,
background, right?
I want to see it come to fruition. I was seeing Liverpool talking about Gakpo from World Cup. From World Cup times, they were talking about
Yeah.
Gakpo. And they
Yeah.
lined him up. All right, albeit they're not doing well, but that's not that again. That's not the point, because
That's not the point. The point
people
is,
might,
yeah,
we should have got our business
yeah,
done early, deepen the squad,
yeah, done
make
it.
sure the squad was right for all the tournaments that we're in or all the
Mm,
cups that we're in,
mm,
and we should move accordingly to them cups. So I'm saying from this point onwards, unless there's major injury or rest to one or two, man, I don't really want to see like big changes for Europa League. We need to
No,
just
no.
do it
Even me
from
too.
this
I
point
agree
on.
with you, Ola. I see, Ola. I totally agree with you. There should be no excuses right now. We should use our first 11 in these games. Tweak it a little bit, yeah. And of course, maybe not like play all, but tweak it a little bit.
Yeah.
Give Kieran Tierney, a
I don't
little bit
want to
of
be
a
seeing
run in
seven
the team.
changes, eight changes, six. I don't want to be seeing them kind of changes. You know, that's not subtle. That's not a tweak. That's that's killing of the whole team, man.
That's
That's
killing of the old team. I'm
yeah.
just talking of three tactical
I
changes.
like it. I like that. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
two, three tactical changes. Maybe you bring in a Tomiyasu for a Ben White. Maybe you bring in a Kivior for maybe Gabriel. I'm not even sure we should even use Gabriel and
Depending on
Saliba.
because
Just
depending on energy
depending,
levels and stuff.
on
But if our
energy
first
levels.
11 is good, play them.
Play
If
them,
they're good,
yeah.
play them.
But at least Kyrian Tierney should be down there playing that, this in
It
the
should be
Europa
on there.
League.
Nobody's gonna voice any concern about Kieran Tierney being chosen, for one of those games. But
Mm,
obviously, like we said, you look at the teams that we were fielding
yeah.
for all the previous cups that we've been in. It's not really been strong enough to really go out there and intend to get the win.
Mm,
And
mm,
that's all I'm saying. And in future,
yeah.
hopefully, we can learn from
Mm,
what we're seeing, that
mm,
you can still use You can still use your squad, but use your strongest team, the
Team.
strongest team that you can put out, even though you're
Hmm.
using your squad. And we've seen United tweak it all season. And people will say this. Some people are saying they're in the title race. Some people are saying they're not. Okay, move that to one side. But look at all the other tournaments they're in, and look how they're doing in the league. Like these guys are showing that you don't have to necessarily make wholesale changes to really
Wholesale
go out there
changes to
and
really.
compete.
But, but
You
again,
know,
but
to
again,
get
but
to get
again,
up.
Ola, do you rate the Carabao Cup? Is it
Uh,
something that should.
Bro, I rate every cup that we're in. That's why we're in it in the first place. I want to win it. You know what I mean?
Hmm,
Like I've been to quite a few cup finals,
yeah.
and I love the whole build up. I love the whole day out. Like
Hmm,
yesterday, I was jealous that I did. I'm going to. I'm driving. I'm being a chauffeur to take my wife to Wembley. Everybody knows she's a United fan. Like I would have
hmm.
wanted. I would have wanted that day for us. You know, regardless of how you look at it, getting to Wembley is no joke. And when you get
Yeah.
there, it's a brilliant day. It's a brilliant
Hmm,
day out for the fans, and it shows that you're moving your team, your squad, your club is moving with a certain mentality. Even though it might not be a big cup to rate, it's a booster jab. You know all this.
yeah,
It's
exactly.
a
It's a booster
booster
jab.
jab.
Yeah. It's a
You know what I
big
mean?
booster jab to make you feel invincible.
Is a booster jab,
Yeah,
and then
yeah.
you get that extra surge of energy that will push
Energy
you to
push you
you know
further,
to want to do great things for the rest of the season.
for the
It's a
rest of the
good booster
season.
jab.
But again, right now, yeah. See, so right now, Eric Ten Hag has gotten a trophy in his first season now. So he's
Mm.
at par. He's at par with Mikel Arteta winning the
Not
trophy
not
in his
nec-
first
not
season.
necessarily, not
Uh,
necessarily, and I'll back Ateta here, and
okay,
you won't usually catch me doing that, but
doing
I'll
this,
back
yeah,
I'll back Ateta here.
yeah,
Ten Hag came in under different set of circumstances,
yeah,
right? Number
yeah.
one, Ten Hag didn't come during COVID times. Ateta had COVID. He was the first manager to get that. And this is the time
Mm,
everybody was scared. Nobody knew what
mm,
this thing was all about.
mm,
He didn't play in
mm,
an empty stadium. He didn't have to deal with none of that. He's got his fans right behind him. Yeah,
mm,
following him to home and away. That makes a whole difference, as we've seen in what the fans has been doing
been
for
doing.
for for Arsenal at
Hmm,
the Emirates this season. You can see it. So it matters that the fans are there. So he's coming under a whole different circumstances, and the squad
yeah,
that Ten Hag had, right, was
yeah.
way better than what Ateta inherited,
Than what I inherited,
right?
yeah.
And Arteta came in halfway through the season.
Mm.
Ten Hag didn't have to do that. He let Ragnick do all the donkey work, do
All
all
the
the
donkey
nasty
work,
work. If
yeah.
you imagine if Ten Hag came in when Ragnick came in, the kind of squad they would have had to deal with,
Oh
right?
my god.
So he had time to
Mm.
clear the decks a little bit before he started
Mm.
doing it. Arteta came right into the thing. So it's a set of different circumstances. Ten Hag was able
Mm.
to buy Casemiro before his season started.
Before his
Arteta just
season
had to deal
started.
with the hand he got dealt,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
he won a cup with it. So
yeah.
you know, um,
Mm.
you
Yeah.
won't catch me back in Arteta, but I have to
Yeah, you
differentiate.
have to put it at par,
I
right?
have
Yeah.
to put it apart, but
Hmm. Ola, with Manchester United winning this trophy, just like you said, it's a
mm,
booster, right? Do you think that Manchester United are in this title race? And do you see them kind of like gazumping Manchester City, who have been, flip flopping this season in a way? Do you see in any alternative reality, do you see these guys here, Manchester United, mostly with this booster of a trophy? Do you think they're going to come up and win a quadruple this season?
I
Because
won't,
that's
I
what
won't,
they're
I
talking
won't.
about. That's what
Yeah,
these Man United fans
look.
are talking about. A
Yeah, they're
quadruple.
allowed to. They're allowed to dream, right? They're allowed to dream,
Mm,
and fair play to them. It's there. They've just won a trophy,
mm,
uh, and they're dreaming. I think this is the third trophy they've won since Fergie left. It's something like
mm,
that. Van Gaal won in the FA Cup. um Mourinho won them the Europa,
Won them the Europa, yeah,
and
yeah.
then
But
this,
again,
you know.
that's about 6 years ago.
Yes, of course. I'm just saying since
Six
Fergie
years ago.
left in general.
Mm.
I'm
Yeah,
saying since Fergie left in general,
yeah,
you know.
sure, sure, sure,
So
sure.
when you
Big
look
ups,
at
Mama
it,
Flossie. Mama Flossie, big ups to you.
salute to
Craig
you, Mama
AFC,
Flossie.
big ups to you. Thank you for your chart. And Diego C. Palace, big up to you. MUFC Global, big ups to you. You know, we love you guys. Gunners Hub, Africa, BX Guna, Chelsea OG, my guy, my brother. Big ups to you.
Yeah,
Yeah,
man. Big
Ola.
up Nas, man. Big up Nas.
Mm,
So when you look at when you look at the like Ten Hag,
mm,
almost like came in the same sort of time Potter came in. If
mm,
if you want to compare, you know, some two managers that kind of came in at the same time with
mm.
almost the same sort of resources.
Yeah,
Maybe Potter's one was out of this world, but United had that kind of resources to
yeah,
go and
yeah,
pay
sure.
60 million for a 31-year-old in Casemiro, and that's not knocking Casemiro. Casemiro is a gangster, bro. Right, the brother
He's a
is
beast.
is a beast, man. You know what I mean? He's a
Is it
beast.
better? Is it better than Thomas Partey?
Um, I'd say
Would you
he's.
put him ahead of Thomas
I'd
Partey?
I'd
Forget the
I'd say
trophies. Forget the trophies.
I'd
Forget the
say I'd
centurion
say
at Real Madrid.
I'd say the way that it impacts Manchester United. I'm not even talking about Real Madrid now. I'm
Hmm.
talking about what he does for Manchester United and what Partey does for us. All right, in
Okay.
terms of that, they're on par. But when you look at him, I think his goal contributions are a bit better than Partey's.
A bit better,
You know,
way better
so
actually. Way better.
you know, is and that's me being generous to Partey, as you just said, way
Yeah.
better.
Yeah.
So I just think what he does for United, it's so key to how they play and how they go about their business, and they've got a good one there. It's not gonna last them forever. It doesn't even look like a man that even gets injuries. I think his things is more card related and discipline related. But yeah, I was saying it to my wife yesterday. I really feel that this it could be the signing of the season. I was saying this to her yesterday that
Yeah.
I really feel that, and I'll put my hands up right now, and it's not even putting my hands up because I did say at the time I don't think it's a bad signing, but I think the circumstance that led
Mm.
United to sign him was a panic buy. It doesn't
Was a panic
necessarily
buy.
mean the player is a rubbish player.
He's a
You see what I'm
rubbish
trying to
player,
say?
right?
But the
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
circumstances to go and buy him, they were
Mm.
desperate, bruv. You know what I mean?
Mm.
They threw big money at Real Madrid, 60 odd million, and they brought him in, and he's been integral. He's been
He's
absolutely
been
fantastic for them.
for
Um,
them. Yeah,
yeah,
fantastic player.
good
Fantastic
player.
player. Yeah. Ola, let's go into that Everton match. Yeah. See, we went into Goodison Park, a ground that we've not won there since 2017 when Mesut Ozil's team rolled these guys in,
Mhm.
at Goodison Park. Since that time, we've not been able to even find our fit on that ground in the blue part of Scousland. But you know what? Yeah, we have a chance of exerting revenge on
Mm.
these guys, piling the pressure on Sean Dyke, or when he comes in to the
Mm.
carpets to the Emirate. Yeah, say what's your confidence level for that Everton matchup? And of course, we also have our big friend here, Craig AFC 87. He asks you a quick question: would you start Thomas Partey and Jorginho against Everton on Wednesday?
Are you asking if I'll drop Shaka for Jorginho? Um, One, let me answer the first question. I think when you look at that game at the Emirates
Mm,
against Sean Dyche, it's going to be a very different game. It's
mm,
going to be a very different game. We now obviously know the tactics that he's going to come with. It's not like
mm,
Arteta shouldn't have known that in the first place. When they signed Sean Dyche and we did the preview, we said it.
mm,
Sean Dyche is no mug and he knows how to be Arteta. But in the comeback that I've seen and the way that we've won our last two games,
yeah.
um, I just feel like there's something there
Mm,
to show that they're not looking to give up in games. They're still they dig into the very last minute. They're hanging in there. They're trying to pull out results. So I feel like, but this is again, this is just based on my feelings.
Yeah.
We will be able to get the job done. I'm a bit more confident now than I was going into that game, because I know, you see, with Arsenal, yeah,
Yeah.
when there is reasons not to mess up, that's when they
Yeah.
do it the most, right? So this guy's just got a new manager. It's no reason to mess up, but we know the manager bounce is gonna get us. Oh yeah, that player ain't scored in a while. Oh yeah, it's coming to play us. Okay, we know that's gonna get us, because these are the type of things that we do.
Yeah.
Who was it we played the other day? Was it Villa? It was
Our
Villa.
last match was Leicester
No,
City.
no, yeah. So I'm going back to Villa now.
Okay, going back to Villa.
Coutinho
Sorry.
hadn't scored all season.
Hmm.
Who gave Coutinho
And
his first goal of the season? Arsenal.
yours truly.
Right.
Yours truly.
This is what we do. Santa Claus things. This is what we do. We've been doing
Yours
this for
truly.
years.
We do
So,
this, man. We do this.
but because we already got things out of the way with Everton in the first time round.
Mm,
The manager bounced. They've got that out of the way. Onana has got man of the match. Like these guys, they've got it out of the system. So
mm.
now it's time to go and collect that 3 points that they owe us.
That they
Uh,
owe us. And mind you,
and
they've been getting beat.
wait,
See, in their last match, they got beat. They've been losing matches even since that Arsenal
yeah,
match. So
yeah.
they're there for
You
the
know,
taking. They're there for the taking. But how do you see that match going? How should we set up for that matchup? What do you think we should do? Should we choke the midfield? Should
uh,
we should we
I
put
think
runners more
I,
on the
I, I,
flanks?
I think. Look, they again. We know what they're gonna do. It's
Mm,
whether, for me, everybody's talking about Partey and Shaka. I'm saying take Zinchenko out of the pitch and put Tierney there. I'll tell you why. Our
why?
winger, our winger, depending on who it is, whether it's Martinelli or Trossard,
Hmm.
they need overlapping so they can take a
Overlapping, yeah.
defender away with them.
Mm,
Otherwise, we're just playing right back into Everton's hands. They don't even
into
have to
Everton.
change the script of what they used the last time. They
Yeah.
can just double up on our mans, set up on low blocks, and wait for us to fuck up. That's exactly what they're gonna do.
See, yeah, but Ola, one of the major problems I did find out in that matchup
Mm.
was the static nature of Eddie Nketiah. He's not mobile enough.
But
You know,
he
when you
was
when
isolated. When your forwards can't interchange with you because they doubled up on, they can't even get past those guys to
but
interchange.
but
So they
again
isolate him that way.
make some runs. Make some runs. He's just running on a straight
It's
line. He's too static. He's not moving here and
I'm
there.
not
He
I'm
can't
not trying to defend the Ketia here. You know this.
he
You
can't
know this.
run with
I'm not his biggest fan like that. And you know this. But what I'm
yeah.
trying to say is, when the forwards that you're supposed to be making runs for, the forwards that
Mm,
you're supposed to be interchanging with so you can get some movements,
yeah.
if they've been doubled up on and they can't get past the people that are marking them,
Hmm.
they've already made it difficult for those wingers to
Difficult
even
for
get
those
past, to
wingers to
link
even
up with
get past.
the striker. It then makes it isolated, and once he's isolated, what's he making runs for? That's just empty runs, because the people that you're making runs to deceive, they already know you're isolated. That's why they did it in the first place. These guys
Mm,
are pros. They know what's going on the pitch. These defenders see what's going on. That's the tactics
mm.
that Sean Dyche is giving them, and they went with the script to a T.
Oh,
The
okay,
problem was
Ola,
we did not change our tactics.
change. Okay, what should we do? What should give us the perfect solution? What Mikel
The
Arteta should do?
solution, we need width, we need overlapping, we need to instruct our players to
Mm,
at least offer it. And when you offer it, you take
mm,
one of their defenders with you, then you're not doubled up on. And I back my winger in Saka and Martinelli to at least beat the one man that we're being left with.
yeah.
Saka can turn them man there anyway. Martinelli
Mm,
can go inside and out. But
mm,
it's harder to do, way harder to do, if you constantly got two man on you every time. It's
Every
harder to
time,
do.
yeah.
And then the fullback that you got is not going on the overlap, it's tucking in, which is
Mm,
pack in the middle. But they're already packing the middle because they're playing low block. So
yeah.
they're saying you come and go walk right through us. They're giving you the onus to come and walk right through them. And they know it's not going to be easy. It's a very difficult task. These guys are trained, they drilled by a
Hmm.
manager like Sean Dyche at this moment in time to do that against our system. Not not so much some of the other teams that they've played against, because when they come up teams that play like them, they come on stock. They don't have any answers. You see what I'm trying to say? So
Yeah.
because they're playing a team that playing the kind of system that we're playing, they know we're going to be on the front foot. They know we want to pass the
Yeah.
ball around. They know we want to
Yeah.
knock it about and make runs. They know
Mm,
all of this stuff. So their
yeah.
job is just make it as physical, make it
Make it as physical as
as
possible.
possible. Get rotational
Mm,
fouls in, double up on
exactly.
their mans all the
Double
time.
up on the
You know
guys
what I
on the
mean?
width,
Mark
right?
Odegaard out of the game, so he's not creating nothing. And then you just left with Nketiah looking like a statue. And when you left with that, everybody thinks it's shit. And that's the end result of it.
That's
So
the end result of it.
these are the things that happen.
Hmm.
We need to offer more width. I think if we do that,
Mm,
you say offer solution.
mm.
That's my solution. Offer more width. Give us players that will
Oh,
give more width.
oh,
And
okay.
we
Which
do that,
player?
we're gonna be fine.
Ola, it's not like we don't know the players that we have. So,
Yeah.
which players should we put there?
I'm talking about Kieran Tierney here. I'm talking
Hmm,
about Kieran Tierney here, and I think Kieran Tierney can do that job absolutely well for us. Ben White has been doing it on Saka's side. I give him that. He's been doing it, but
hmm.
he didn't do it in that game.
In that game.
That's the problem. But he's been doing it since. He just didn't do it in that game. So if
But
Ben White does it as he's been doing it, and we
hmm,
have Kieran Tierney that like he makes runs for fun. He will just
no, for fun.
he will just
He'll do
run
that.
anyways. Just to take that extra pressure off our winger.
But again, is his head there? Is his head in the game
It's
itself?
it's
Because
for me for me
Kylian Tierney has been in the public eye for a long time right
for
now
me
because he's not
is a
having
model
playing
professional.
time.
For me, he's a
Mm.
model professional. So when you say is his head there, I believe he is. He's a
You
model
believe it's
professional.
there?
Yeah, I
Good.
believe his head is there.
I'll give you an example. When Ben
Mhm,
White had a little bit of a downtime, yeah. What did
mhm,
Mikel Arteta do? He brought in a Tomiyasu, and before we knew what was happening, man was passing the ball to to Kevin De Bruyne to score a goal in his
mhm.
first appearance for a long time since he hasn't been in the team.
Right.
Don't you think that could be the same fate
So
that would be that would
so
befall Kylian
so
Tierney if he comes into play in that important match?
I'll explain that to you.
Mm,
For me, that was more of match sharpness than his head not being there. His head, his head is definitely in the game. And if you see how Tomiyasu played the rest of that game,
mm,
after that mistake, it
yeah,
was probably one of the best players we had on the pitch after that mistake. But that mistake was a
mm,
little too late, right?
yeah,
So that for me, that's more down to match sharpness rather than
mm,
his head not being, not
not
being
being
there,
in the
like
game.
not being in the game. It's just down to match sharpness. And the more these players play, the more sharper they'll get, the less mistakes they're gonna make. Kieran Tierney hasn't played in the Prem now.
Mm,
I can count on one hand how many times he's played in the Prem. Um, he's been our starter in Europa League games and some of the cup games that we've played.
true.
But I believe in terms of his head being there, being in the game,
Mm,
believe his head will be in the game. Does he have match sharpness? I don't think he has match sharpness. But how's he going
mm,
to get match sharpness if we ain't playing football? You see what I'm trying to say? He has to play some football to be able to get match sharpness.
mm,
And if we're not giving him game time,
mm.
he's never going to get sharp.
He's never gonna get
So
sharp,
we
right?
have to trust him. We have to trust him to come in there and be able to do the job.
To
At
do a
least is
job, right?
to do the job right. The
Mm,
only thing that I would say with Kieran Tierney is it's not no stranger to this team. He knows the team well.
mm.
He's always training, and he's not injured. He's not injured. Um,
Good. Well,
because
good and okay. Let's see
Mhm,
what happens in that game. Yeah, but see, in the starting 11 with what
mm,
happened in Leicester City, mind you, that game was away at the King Power Stadium at Leicester. Mind you, in the reverse fixture of that matchup at the Emirates, Arsenal beat up Leicester City by 4 goals to 2. But this game was a very, very different one. I wouldn't say
very
we had
different
to
game.
grind hard. We didn't really grind hard. Our goals
No,
were
we
being
didn't.
chopped off by these referees and the VAR. We might go to that if we have time. But see, Ola, the starting 11, Mikel Arteta tweaking the team,
Mm,
bringing in Trossard into the fray in the first half, and of course, putting Eddie Nketiah in the bench. Yeah. That was the big change that we saw. But one very, very key moment that we did see, with that team shit was that Thomas Partey was fit to play, but he stayed on the bench, and Jorginho was preferred to come into that defensive CDM role and mop up the midfield for us.
mhm.
Ola, are you okay with this first 11 for the next game against Everton coming up? Do you think Jorginho has the powers, the superpowers? If we were Chelsea fans, we would be saying the minerals.
Mm.
Does he have the minerals to actually anchor that Everton matchup?
I'll be honest. I didn't think I didn't think I, I didn't think Jorginho was he's been bad in any of the games that he's played for us, even the one we lost to City.
Mm,
Even
mm,
the one we lost to City, I didn't even think he was bad in that game, and I've said that consistently the whole time.
yeah,
Bear with me one second. My dog's going mad.
yeah, 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 yeah. See, yeah, guys. For me, it's just
Fucking thing.
very okay. Ola's back. Yeah,
Yeah. So
yeah.
I haven't thought Jorginho's played bad at any
Mm,
point since we signed him. Anyways, I'm yet to see a bad game from him.
mm.
Um, but when you're asking about minerals, it's a hard one to say because I don't know what his like energy levels are like and fitness levels are like and stuff like that. But I for one would like to see Partey back in the team. I'd rather
Okay.
Partey and Shaka. I think those two give us a very very solid base to go on
Mm.
and do what we need to do.
But
Um,
mind you, Thomas Partey played in that game against Everton. He partnered with Granit Xhaka in the middle of the park, and we saw what happened. We were out muscled, squarely
what
disgraced
game did
on that ground.
what game did Partey get injured in?
Uh,
Was
he,
it the
he
same
got
game?
injured in that Man City game.
Was it the City game? Okay.
It was a City
Um,
game, yeah, but he could still play in the Everton. He
they
was
just
banged up. We just people cracked everything. He
yeah.
came back. He hobbled off in the
I
second
mean,
half of that Everton.
they left some physical stuff on us, but look,
Mm.
I get it, I get it, and even more reason for me to play Partey again against them, right? Because there'll be
There might
extra
be more
motivation there.
desire. Mm.
There'll be extra motivation there. There'll be extra reasons to want to get back one on them. If
Mm.
you look at the United game and how we lost that, and how pissed off we were that we lost that. We didn't even play that bad, but we still lost that game. And just look how determined the boys were to try and redeem that loss.
Redeem
And
that loss.
and
Yeah.
and I feel like a lot of the time this season, that's how we've been playing. We've been
Mm.
playing in a way where if we didn't play right the first time, the second time round, you're gonna feel us.
You're gonna
And
feel us, right?
and that's what we've been doing. That's what we've been doing lately. So I'd rather see Partey and Shaka. I want both of them to really go back out there and put things right and get those 3 points from Everton. And I believe we can do that. I actually believe that we're going to batter them. I'm not even joking. I actually believe we're going to batter them.
What's your confidence level? No, no, no. See, yeah, I like it when Arsenal fans are talking with this big chest, bro.
No, no. uh,
Tell
I,
me,
I
bro.
I feel like a big score line is due, right? And I
Hmm.
know we had a 4-2 the other day with Well, I'm talking like something with a clean sheet. I'm talking something with a clean sheet, like a 4-0, like a 5-0.
Wow.
Yeah, that's the
Wow.
kind of scoreline that I'm talking about. And people might think I'm going crazy here. I just think we're overdue one of those score lines. And
Mm.
what better team, what better
Not
manager
bad. Yeah, manager.
it befit Sean Dyche just to stick 4 or 5 passive
Just
defense
pass his
and
defense.
just sent him
Mm,
rotten. But Emi
yeah,
Baba is just saying they're predicting 3-0. I believe a big score's coming, man. I believe a big score's
man,
coming.
man.
We well overdue it.
Will you take a 1-0 for that match?
Oh, of course, bro. I'll take a 10-9. I'll take a 1-0. I'll take a 1-0 own goal by them.
I'll go by them.
Without
Yeah,
even us scoring it. You know what I
exactly,
mean? So
exactly.
I'll take
Yeah.
any kind of win. But
Mm,
at the same time, whilst we're you know we're talking about we're taking any kind of win, as
mm,
fans that pay your hard-earned money to go and watch games, to pay for subscriptions and all these other
mm,
things that you do, wake up stupid o'clock in the morning to watch in different parts of the world.
yeah.
You're entitled to see a performance. You're
Hmm,
entitled to see a performance. You are not maybe entitled to say it, but you're entitled to at least demand for it and ask for it. You know what I'm trying to
yeah.
say? You might
Yeah.
not see it,
Exactly.
but you're entitled to at least feel like you want to see it. And
Yeah.
I feel like that big performance is coming,
It's
and
coming.
this might be the game to do it in. And I would
Yeah.
love to do that to Sean Dyche, anyways, man. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'd
Yeah.
love to do that to Sean Dyche.
Yeah. Ola, our mutual friend is here on the show, of course,
Hey, Miss
Miss
Melina.
Melina.
Yeah, man.
Mind you, Miss Melina, very big friend to Stephen, the guy that died.
Yeah.
See, they worked together. She
Mm,
contributed so much to this guy's channel.
mm.
And of course, Miss Melina is not that type of
I know how Miss
personality.
Melina gets down, man. Like
Yeah, you
when
understand. Yeah.
if she
Mm.
fucks with you, she fucks with you heavy,
If
man.
she
You know what I
fucks
mean?
with you, she fucks with you heavily. That's the kind of person Miss Melina
Yeah, man.
is, and
For
she's
real.
not this type of person that will go everywhere and start saying what she's
No,
done.
no, no, no,
For
no, no.
people, she just has
Yeah,
that
she ain't one of
humility.
those people, man.
Yeah, exactly. So she really, really put an effort in this guy's channel. So big ups to you, Miss Melina, and of course, even with the whole information going on, she was practically the spearhead of it with some other guys, Bagav, and the rest of them. So she's no, absolute class. Big up to you, Miss Melina. Uh, yeah, see, Ola, you did not talk about Trossard. Uh,
Mm.
Trossard coming in for Eddie Nketiah. Should that stand? Is that what you want to see in the long?
It's good that we're
Is
able to
this an
mix it up.
ideal one? Because I don't want us to start rushing Gabriel Jesus back into the
No,
fray.
no, no,
So
no.
if we have an alternative in Trossard coming in to be the number 9 striker down there, and again you can see the interchangeability between him and Gabriel Martinelli in the last match, switching sides, switching positions, playing, making those 1-2 runs, and you know what? They also ate the cake at the end of the day.
Mm.
Trossard gave the pass, he got the assist for
Do you
that
know why that
matchup.
happened? Because nobody was doubling up on our wingers.
Guys, Ola's cooking, cooking, it's
That's why that passage
cooking.
of play that we saw was able to happen,
Mm,
because
exactly.
we didn't have people. Like I said, I back our wingers to beat man
Mm,
1-on-1. Trossard, Martinelli, Saka, I back this man to beat
mm,
any fullback. Any
mm,
fullback in the league, I back them to beat them 1-on-1. If they, I back them. But if they're getting doubled up on, Iwobi is dropping all the way from that side. The other winger, they go on the other side is double. It's difficult. I don't care who you are. It's difficult, and that's why teams employ that tactics to make life difficult. But
mm.
once that's out of the way and you leave them 1-on-1, Trossard can do that type of thing. He did a step over and not make the man. Like, you know
Less
what I
man
mean?
for dead, man. Less
That's
man
how they
for
think.
dead.
And
T-
how
t-
about the strike? How about the strike that got disallowed? How about that strike?
oh,
How about that
oh
strike?
my
Mamma
God. No,
mia.
no, no. The sign of the cross for
Bellissimo.
him, man.
You know what I mean?
No, 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 no.
Brilliant, brilliant.
Trossard
He left
is.
the keeper standing, man. The keeper was like,
Jeez.
what happened?
What
You know,
happened? The keeper,
um,
like, he absolutely was confused. He didn't know what happened. He had to go holler at the referees and the VAR, and of course, they are looking for Arsenal goals to chop off this season. So it's just very easy. Go talk to talk to these referees and the VAR. They
I
answer
thought it
you.
was Lee Mason in disguise.
Bruv, man, what is going on? But again, yeah, was that a foul for you? Yeah, like,
um,
how, why did these
when I
guys
saw
have?
it,
But why
when
did
I
they have
saw it,
eagle eyes for them and
exactly,
not always
exactly,
the
because
Arsenal thing?
it's not really clear and obvious in it. You know, you need eagle eyes to see that. None of that was clear. But when I saw it, I thought it was a foul. Um, as soon as I saw it, I thought, yeah, they're gonna that's a foul. You can't. The only weapon that the goalkeeper has that's more
Mm,
superior to any other player on the pitch is his hands. And if you take one of them away from him in the box, I mean,
yeah,
it's a foul.
yeah, it's a foul.
And the keeper, all right, we're saying Ben White held his hand. Imagine a keeper like say Pope, for example, came out
Mm,
running through the box, go to head at the ball. Remember Leno did the same. The thing just dropped. You're outside the box. You can't go around touching things. You're playing with red cards. So that's
mm,
the, that's how
yeah,
that's how serious it is.
that's how serious it is, right?
If you're impeding a goalkeeper from using his hands in the box, I'm
Mm,
sorry, it's a foul.
it's a foul, right? Yeah, but again,
But they
you
didn't
know,
have to go and look that deep, though. They had to
exactly.
they had to dig out for that one there, man. It went
Yeah,
clear and
to
obvious.
dig up what is the problem, man? Let it stand. And even you know what? Yeah, even the goal that was ruled offside, there were
Mm.
no lines. Like, what is wrong with these people and these lines? When it comes, no, bro, Olaye, see, when it comes to other teams, Man
Mm.
City, Manchester United, the lines are always drawn. They have access to the
Yeah, I
lines.
mean,
Why is it when it comes to Arsenal,
the
the lines completely
they
disappear?
forget about the lines, and
No one
the
knows
one
how
that
to
I'm
put
even
the
more
line.
pissed off about was the Saka penalty. That one there, forget the Ben White, this the Trossard disallowed, is the Saka penalty incident in the box. That was a Stonewall penalty.
But man, that was a
That was a
penalty.
Stonewall
It
penalty.
hacked him
Like
down.
he was hacked him down, pulling him
Oh,
down. Like, bro, how do you not get a penalty for that? You know. But look, I don't want to complain about these things because I've done enough of that this season. I
mhm.
always say I'm not one to complain about refs, but they've been absolute joke this season.
But again,
Absolute joke.
it's because we got a goal, right? If we did not get that goal, it would have been a different discussion. Me and
Yeah,
you here will be mourning about this
yeah,
decision
yeah, yeah,
from
yeah.
the VAR and the
You
referees
know,
at the end of the day.
even when we drop points, I really don't like blaming them for what we done, because I always say to that we got to look at ourselves.
Mm,
Don't live in the hand of the judges.
mm.
Jake Paul thought he won last night, left in the hand of the judges, and look what happened.
And
These
look
things.
what happened.
Look what happened. Don't live in the hand of the judges. Make sure you finish your
Exactly.
dinner. You
You
finish your
finish your
dinner,
dinner.
you won't be
Mm.
worrying about judges and what referees and those guys are doing,
Good.
because you finished your dinner.
What will be your first 11, Ola, on the
My
day?
first 11,
The goalkeeper.
I'm gonna go with Ramsdale, so I'm going for
4-4-2.
4-2-3-1. No, I'm gonna go four
Okay.
two three one.
Okay.
4-2-3-1. I'm gonna go Tomiyasu for Ben White.
Tomiyasu. Hmm.
Then I'm gonna go Saliba and
Gabriel, of
Jesus
course.
in the middle, and I'm
Mm.
gonna go Tierney.
Gabriel, not Jesus. Gabriel.
No, yeah, Gabriel Magalesh.
Yeah,
Um,
Magalesh.
with Saliba, and
Mm,
I'm gonna go Kieran Tierney on the
mm,
left.
mm.
Even though we're talking about the match sharpness, but how's he supposed to get match sharpness if he's not playing? So
Okay.
I'll start him there. Even if he gives us 70 minutes, good 60 minutes, good 65 minutes, where we've
Okay.
already shut down the game. The game
Mm,
is already away from them. You can then
mm,
bring in Zini and let him do,
mm.
whatever license you go and give
Whatever.
him to do. But
Mm.
for me, Shaka and Partey on the base, and then yeah, I'll go with Trossard.
Okay.
I'll drop Martinelli again. I'll go with
Mm,
Trossard. But I'm going to put Nketiah back if he's fit, back up top, and then I'll go with
In
Saka.
Ketia,
Yeah.
Ola, why?
Again, again,
Why?
this is the thing. This hold
I
on,
don't want to see him in the team again when we have
and
Trossard,
I'll
my brother.
explain it. And I'll explain it. I'll explain it to you.
Yeah, yeah, sure. Big ups to you, the Southern Gunner. That's a big, big guy,
Again,
big friend. Big ups to you, Southern Gunner. Yeah.
again,
Mm,
um, it's more of when you drop somebody
mm,
and then you give him a game. Look at what happened with Martinelli when he got dropped, and then you give him a game.
hmm,
Do you see what I'm trying to say? This is
yeah.
this is the manager playing. He's already dropped him now playing, and then if he doesn't bring you the goods,
Hmm,
you've given him enough rope to not see
hmm,
the pitch again until the man that are put in place of you then starts to fuck up. It's just, to me, it's a way
hmm,
of how the manager has to get the best out of his squad, not just not just the first 11 out of the
hmm.
entire squad. Because now Nketiah now knows that Trossard can play there. Martinelli now knew that Trossard can play on the wing, and look
On the
how
wing too.
yeah, and look
In
and
the
look, two
Yeah,
goals in two,
and it was very mobile. See,
two goals in two.
I don't like strikers that are not mobile. You have to be mobile for me. You have to be making those deep runs. See, even if those balls are not coming through to you, but at least you can be making those runs to at least get
I
one or
totally
two of
get your
those defenders
I get
away from your wide players that are already ganged up on. You can
I
at
get your
least
skepticism.
get
I really
something
get your
on.
skepticism,
But
and
Eddie's too static for my liking, and it's not helping our attacking anyway.
I get your skepticism. And he's missed a hatful of sitters. My whole thing here is more of what Arteta's trying to do.
Hmm,
Is he giving him enough rope to hang himself, or
hmm,
is he really going to take the warnings that has been given to him now? That, listen, I got somebody that will go there and assist and score goals.
and
If you
put up
don't
a
get your
shift.
act together, you don't get
Hmm.
your act together, you're just going to be playing Europa League games to the rest of the season, because Jesus is coming back, and we
Who,
got Trossard over here.
who's your
This is
midfield?
your chance, your last chance to get your shit together.
Who's your midfield three for the matchup?
Odegaard, uh, Trossard, and Saka. So
No, no,
that's
no, no. I'm talking of the midfield three. Should it be Thomas Partey? Should it be
all right. But
Jorginho?
like I
Yeah.
said, I've gone for a 4-2-3-1. So
Oh, okay, 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 okay. Yeah,
I've gone
yeah,
for a 4-2-3-1. So
yeah, yeah,
it's Saka
yeah,
and
yeah.
Partey
Okay,
on the base,
okay.
and then I'm going with Trossard, um, Odegaard, Saka,
Mm,
Nketiah
Saka.
up top.
Okay. Has Granit Xhaka dropped off in any way to you?
I, I,
As his performances dropped off in any way?
it felt like it. It
Hmm,
felt like it. But again, I feel like Zinchenko is always occupying his space. He's always trying to be in the same space that
hmm,
Shaka's in, and
hmm.
then that takes away a little bit from what Shaka's
From
from his
what
game. You
game?
know,
Yeah.
it takes away just that little bit from his game, because Zinchenko is always trying to occupy those spaces as well.
Mm, mm.
Um, Again, that's a good shout from Salvan Gunas. Why don't you drop Shaka, put Zinchenko in there, and still play Tierney in the same team? I want to see Tierney play. I don't even
Mm.
care about all these other guys. I need to see Tierney play.
It's all about the tenny now, man. All
I
about the
know.
tenny.
We need to give him game time, and
Mm.
we need the kind of this type of system that he suits to play the. We already know what Sean Dyche is coming to do.
To
It's up
do,
to
right?
us. It's up to us to make them change their script. But if we
Yeah,
don't make them change their script, they're going to use the same script on us as they did the
on
last
us
time.
all
And
over again. Hmm, hmm.
it's up to us
Um,
to change it.
Ola, see, part of changing that script is by bringing in forgotten men in people like Emil Smith Rowe. You know what? Yeah, when those players in the wide areas are being doubled up on, yeah, see, you need players who could, make those 1, 2, three, four, five moves in pocket spaces and carry the ball along and carry defenders along with them and create openings for at least those wide players to get into position to be able to score goals. Yeah, good
Mm.
and okay. Ola Emmy Smith Rowe.
I
Smith.
think this game is come too early for him. At
Mm,
least if he say the last game, he got like a 10-minute cameo, 8-minute
mm,
run out, then I would
mm,
say okay. But to start him in a game where we need to get 3 points, I don't think is the way to go. I
mm.
think you bed him in nice and easy.
Okay,
It might be
okay.
even a Europa League game that where he really gets to see some minutes. But I
Mm,
wouldn't just throw him in because he's been out injured. With Tierney, he's
mm.
just been out in the cold and not
Yeah,
seeing Premier League games. And
in the
we've been
league
out of
game.
all the cup games that he could have been playing in because we keep
Mm.
bloody throwing them away.
In a way.
Because
Oh
we
my
keep bloody throwing them away. You leaving us less games to
leaving
pin our
us like
players with.
yeah, no, no, no.
And that's what the problem is. So
Mm,
uh, I, I
mm.
f- I think Tierney will be all right, but I think Smith Rowe this one might come just one game too quick for him.
Just
So
one quick for him. Yeah.
mm,
The Southern Gunner says, yeah, Tenny whipping that ball in will terrorize Everton. The same thing Ola has been banging in,
we need
on that,
width. We
yeah,
absolutely need
exactly, on
width.
that mic. Southern Gunner, definitely, definitely. See, yeah, Ola, we have to go. But before we go, what's your prediction for that matchup? Yeah. And
Five.
guys, yeah, guys in the charts, please put your predictions for the match, of course, in the comment section and smash the like button. Remember to do that. And of course, Ola will have to shout out his channel. Go there and support him. The Fight Week channel. He had a very, very big interview with Kate Bassett. So
Yeah, man.
you have to go watch that, man. I posted the links on my
Send that shout
Instagram.
out
Just
there, man.
just go there and watch it. Great, great interview. You need to watch that.
Yeah.
Ola, please give us your prediction and shout out your channel and tell us what you did just this weekend.
Yeah. First of all, I'm predicting. I'm gonna go with 5-1. I'm gonna go with 5-1 against Everton. I know it sounds like a madness, but I'm gonna
Oh
go
my
with that.
God.
Uh,
Saturn Gunner, are you
I
hearing this?
I just feel
Five
like
up, Saturn Gunner.
something big is coming, man. Something big is coming. That's what I'm thinking. So I'm gonna
Mm,
go with 5-1, and
mm,
I just want to see a great game. I want to see performance, and
yeah,
yeah, it's just something that I want to see from the team. I want to see
yeah.
Tierney most of all. Um,
Mm.
and
I
big
want to
up,
see you, and again, you want to see the intensity of the game to be
I w-
heightened in
yeah,
a way. The
I
first
want.
20 minutes should be running
That's
ragged,
what I'm
and
saying. Like as us fans, we deserve. I mean, not deserve, but
mm,
we can demand for it. We can. I'm not even going to call it a request. I'm demanding it. I'm demanding
mm,
it, man. I want to see intensity. I want to see high octane game. I want to see everybody giving it their 100%. You know,
yeah,
and
sure, sure.
that's all I want to see.
Yeah,
And
sure.
as
Yeah,
far as
the Southern Gunner, of course, I will bring Ola to the show. I have to tell Ola if Ola have the time, me and him will come and chop up, and show up on your show at the southern side, southern side of the Yanks. Yeah, Ola, please.
yeah, and I was gonna say. Um, yeah, we did this interview with Kate Bachick. We got a lot of nice interview planned up for this week as well, and we're going to be releasing them on the channel. And on top of that, we had a big Bellator card that went on in Dublin over the weekend, and
Mm,
a lot of the friends of the show that have been on our show in Kieran Clark, in Richie Smalling, um, Kenny Black Diamond.
mm,
They all got brilliant, brilliant wins. It's a good
yeah,
night for SBG Gym, Straight Blast
SBG,
Gym.
yeah,
It was a good,
exactly.
good night for SBG, man. They
Mm.
a very, very, very
SBG,
good night.
absolute fight. Yeah,
Yeah.
they're
So yeah, and we got some of these guys to come back after their wins to come and talk
mm,
to us about how how the camp went for them, how they get
mm,
how it was being in there, feeling their opponent, and ultimately getting the results that they got. So
okay,
yeah, stay tuned with us. We've got so much more lined up on the channel, and your support is the reasons why we keep doing this, man. So salute to everybody that came to support us for that watch along. We got a big one coming up this weekend: John Jones versus Cyril Gane, and
Oh,
well, 2 pay-per-views back to back. And then on top of
no,
that, we got Leon Edwards and Kamaru Usman coming up as well. We're going to be doing the watch along for that on the Fight Week
no.
show. So come and subscribe, come and show us love, come and you know what I mean, share, do all of that good stuff, man. Get us out there, man. Come and show us some support on the Fight Week show, people.
See, guys, I need not to tell you, the guys that will watch the show later, go and subscribe to the Fight Week channel. See, you know what? Yeah, me, I'm not gonna be doing anything on Saturday that much. Yeah, once it's Saturday like this, I'm just gonna go join all of the Fight Week channel, and just chill, in the comment section and just watch him,
And
watch this guy
and we're
cook.
going we're gonna have a professional fighter on this watch along with us. It's a
Oh,
UFC,
that'd be great.
it's a UFC watch along,
Mm,
UFC pay-per-view, and every UFC
mm,
pay-per-view we do have a professional fighter that's always on the show with us. That's gonna
oh,
point us, it kind of show us in the right direction because yeah, I know what I'm seeing because
mm,
I'm a big fan of the. But it's like we're us watching football. We know what we're
mm.
seeing.
We'll know
We're
what
not
we're seeing.
we're not footballers. We're not professional footballers, but it don't make us not know what we're seeing. But it's even
Exactly.
better when you have a professional footballer there with you, kind of telling
Mm,
you, all right, so this is what would have gone on. This
this
is
is
what would have got said in the dressing room. This is what the coach would have wanted from him. And just
mm,
give you all that, behind the
yeah,
curtains, behind the scenes
behind the
of
scene and
lowdown.
everything.
So
Yeah.
that's why we
So
like to have
guys,
professional
guys,
fighters with
go and subscribe to the Fight Week show with Ola, and of course that match coming up. John Jones will be fighting, making as his back, guys, and of course no other person than Ola of the Fight Week channel to usher you guys into that one. Yeah, so go there and subscribe to that channel. Big ups to you, Ola. Thank you for showing up to the show, man. It's another classic again. Episode 4 done. We're signing out. Big ups. Rest in peace, Stephen. Rest in peace.
Yeah, man.